Hi, everybody. It's me, Jordan Long here. And today I'm going to talk about, you know, having my talk with Jesus. Now, there are going to be some people out there who are going to find this highly entertaining and others who aren't. Now, keep in mind, Jordan says that.
Love you.
I love you too, Mom. See you later. Well, keep in mind that the things we talk about mostly talk about. And I do not mean to offend anyone because I am a fellow Christian. But everybody's going to have their take on everything. Well, Jesus, it's nice to see you. Nice to see you too. So I understand that you come here today to talk about the things that happened to you on Good Friday. Yes. The reason we call it Good Friday is because good will come out of evil or come out of bad. It all started when I was arrested, put on trial by King Herod Tappy and his religious council, and then claimed that I have committed crimes against the province of Israel, as well as committing crimes against the Jewish religion. And that certainly was not the case. But of course, King Herod Tappy lacked the political power to have me executed. So he sent me to Governor Pontius Pilate, who, after interrogating me multiple times, said I was innocent of any crimes against Rome or its provinces. But I did say I was a son of God, and that kind of struck a little nerve with him. But I was telling the truth. I said that my father's kingdom was not an earthly kingdom, but a heavenly kingdom. Basically, he thought that I was just crazy and sent me on my way. But King Herod Tappy kept on putting me on, kept having hearings, kept claiming there was evidence that I was guilty of a crime, kept sending me back to Governor Pontius Pilate multiple times. And eventually he decided that if I was innocent, I should die. Now a lot of people are going to say, why did I go for all that? Why did I go for all the whipping, all the rock throwing, and all the punching and kicking and name calling and having a crown of thorns put on my forehead? Well, you see, my Father God had made a sacrifice, a mission for me when I was born many years ago, to come to earth, to teach people, to set examples, to make miracles, and also to die on a cross for all the sins and crimes that humans would commit, because God loved humans so much, he was willing to sacrifice me. And I was willing to carry out the mission and carry those sacrifices out too. But weren't you afraid? Yes, I was afraid. Nobody is never afraid of anything. Everyone's afraid of something, and I was afraid of that too. I even prayed to God there was another way, but he told me that was the only way that it could be done. So I carried my cross, but I was so badly beaten I couldn't even do that. So somebody else offered to carry my cross. Then I was put on it. Now, there are misconceptions about crucifixion. Many people think you just jam nails into people's arms and legs. The truth is you don't. First, you tie their arms and legs up so they can't move. But that's not good enough because so you have to put pieces of wood on their palms of their hands. Then you got to jam nails into those. Then you got to put their legs together. Put a piece of wood there and jam their legs together there. In some cases, you had to break the people's legs too. Then, if it wasn't bad enough, then they had to pick up the cross and put the cross into the ground. Now, many people are going to say that crucifixion is no longer considered capital punishment, but there are still some countries, I don't know anyone's off top of the head, who practice crucifixion as a form of capital punishment. I can't think of it on top of my head, but it's still done in some places. So that's a little misconception about crucifixion, the way that it's portrayed as if it's just, nail the people to the cross by their hands and their feet. Well, truth is they were tied Then they had pieces of wood put to their palms, and then they were nailed to their hands that way. Then their feet were bound, and then their 2 feet were nailed together with a piece of wood, and then the cross was then put into the ground. And depending to how long it took, how much stress was put on their heart and how much stress was put on their diaphragm and their heart, on their lungs, it could take a while for the person to die. Granted, if the person already went through a lot of stuff before the crucifixion, and also a lot of pain involved too. I understand, Jesus, that there were 2 criminals that were also being executed that day for crimes. Yes, one asked me if I was the Son of God, why not save myself? The other one said that I did not commit any crimes or sins, why was I up here? That criminal asked me if he would die, would he be in heaven with me? I said that he would be in heaven that he would also be in heaven with me. And I told God that my mission was through, that I gave my soul and spirit to him, and I died on the cross. Now, I understand that since I was a Jew by religion, I was given a Jewish funeral. I was put in a cave, and that cave was given a government marker, and a guard was sent there to make sure that nobody would tamper with it. Well, wasn't a joke on that? Well, everybody thought that it was. You see, God and me had already started working a long time ago, and after I died, the process of opening the gates of heaven was starting. So, Saturday was the wait day. Sunday was the big triumph day. And when many of my disciples, my mother and Mary Magdalene, came back to see me, Michael the archangel told me I had risen. And I said, why are you looking beneath the living, beneath the dead? And I was back to life. I opened the gate, me and God opened the gates of heaven so everybody could go through to make it easier to get to heaven. Everybody was saved. No exceptions, And Lucifer lost again. He thought he had his big victory. He thought that all the things I went through in my death, he thought he had defeated me and God. But in reality, God won, my Father God won, and I won as well. Yes. Now I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to say, who are going to talk about, what's the best Jesus film to watch? Well, there was Jesus, and then there was Jesus of Nazareth. Then there was the 2005 Eddie Jesus film. And then there was, the Passion of the Christ, But it depends. There are multiple Jesus films out there. And I'm not an expert to tell you which one you can watch or which one you should watch. It's up to you and which one you like the most. So, anyway, Jordan says, one other question people ask is, how come on Good Friday Lent is practiced? Well, the reason that Lent is practiced is because it's respecting the sacrifice that God and Jesus made that day. So, meat would represent Jesus' body, right? So by not eating meat on Good Friday, you are respecting the sacrifice that God made and Jesus made that day, or both God and Jesus made that day. But people say, wait a minute, what stuff do you eat that you can't eat meat? Well, peanut butter, that's a nut. It's got protein, but it's a nut, so it doesn't count. Fish got protein as well. So there you go. So that was me talking with Jesus about all the things he went through on Good Friday, Holy Saturday, and Easter Sunday. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm Jordan Long, and I'll see you later.